Well, look at us here to once again talk about the Different Strokes convention.
What you talking about, Willis?
What you talking about? Damn it, you beat me to it.
We don't know which stars from Different Strokes will show up, and this year they are starting to slowly bring in facts of life, which I'm not sure really should be discussed. Is that what we're talking about today, or was it Twin Peaks again?
I'm up for whatever you're up for.
That's Northern Exposure, I thought we could talk about.
Oh, okay. I can talk about Northern Exposure that I never watched it, and then I saw it
Yeah.
was on Amazon, and I tried to start it. It didn't work for me. I watched
Mhm.
like 3 episodes, and it was fine, but it just didn't
Yeah.
hold my attention. I'm sorry. See, he'll do anything to not talk about Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
We do have a guest at this year's Real Twin Peaks who worked on Northern Exposure.
Yeah.
Do we?
hmm
Who is
hmm
that guest?
That would be Washington casting director Heidi Walker.
hmm
She worked on both Twin Peaks and Northern Exposure.
Oh, that's so interesting. I've never heard of that before.
hmm
That's
So,
why
I'm
it's
excited.
uh, that's why
Yeah,
it'll
I'm
make for a
excited.
good panel.
Yeah.
okay. Why did I lose my microphone?
I can hear you.
I know, but it's not recording through that way. It said that I lost
Ah.
just. Steven, tell us the overall. When is this going to be? Give us the top level scoop of the weekend.
Well, the Real Twin Peaks event returns to Snoqualmie Valley, Washington from February 19th, that's a Thursday, to Sunday, February 22nd. And this is now become quite a beloved tradition uh, in the towns where David Lynch and Mark Frost show was filmed. Not only the original series, some of Fire Walk with Me, as well as then Twin Peaks: The Return.
It sounds great. And Vinny, this year you locked Mary Hutter in a closet, which I thought was mean. So and said, "I'm gonna be in charge of the panels." And that's how you got to be in charge of all of the panels this year. Do I have that correct?
Give or take a few minor details, but
Yeah.
no, Mary's been helping from the closet that she's locked in.
You gave
Uh,
her internet access.
yeah, she's got Wi-Fi in there. No, it was a collective effort, but it was cool to be a little bit more involved on the
Mm.
planning end of things this year. And I think we've got some exciting panels lined up. Some stuff that we haven't seen in past years of this event that I think will be exciting.
All
Yeah,
right.
and I,
So,
I I love the fact that it has just continued to grow and that we continue to celebrate not only the towns, but the businesses in the towns and Washington State and the people that live in Washington State. And it's become quite a unique celebration. If you think about where fan festivals started in '92 with the premiere of Twin Peaks: Fire Walk with Me to where we are now, I really like it. I really like the fact that you can get a taste of this wonderful and strange small community that's so very friendly, and then get a chance to dig deep into some really unique things, like with the panels. I think that's a really unique addition to uh, these types of fan gatherings that offer some really cool insight and hearing from people that put together the show or worked on the show or just were big super fans of the show and can offer some unique perspectives.
so I feel like for people, they've seen the things online. You might follow Real Twin Peaks or any of these three guys blabbing about what's happening, but we wanted to get in one spot
Mhm.
What's going on when, which day? So let's take it day by day, starting with Thursday.
The
What
third,
is our first thing on Thursday?
sure, people might be arriving into town. You know, there's some really great places to stay. Hopefully, you got accommodations. The Snoqualmie Inn up on the Snoqualmie Ridge is a great place to check out. They're offering a discount using the Log Lady code at the checkout. But when people get into town, I invite them to come on out to Olali State Park, and that's probably about a 11-minute drive or so from North Bend. It's a Washington State Park, and Olali State Park, particularly the Weeks Falls Trail, probably about a 12-minute walk down this trail. But they use this location extensively for Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me and Twin Peaks The Return. And I'm going to take whoever wants to join on a tour starting about 3 o'clock and going to about 5. You do need a Discover Pass. That's a Washington State Discover Pass. That gives you access to the parks. You can either get it at the park itself or you can buy one online. I usually get the year pass because I'm out there rather frequently.
So wait a minute.
Hmm.
I didn't know you could get a year pass because why have I never done that? I
Yeah,
was gonna say the thing that people don't realize is you do need to get that when you park
yeah,
there, you need to put something in your window
yeah.
or else you will get ticket and it's like $5, $10. What is it, Vinny? I don't it's not very much, is it?
It's
I
about ten
think it's,
dollars.
yeah,
Yeah, $10 at the park. In the annual pass, I think I paid last year maybe 40 or 45.
And
It
you
you
put
know
that in the front?
yeah, yeah, they get
Okay.
like a permit, like a nice hang tag, and you can it says it gives an expiration date on it. But the rangers out there, they do check, because it is a Washington State Park and it is a requirement to be out there. But it's sort of worth it because during this tour, you're going to see just how creative the crew was when utilizing this location. Um, you could walk down this trail and you could face north, south, east, and west, and there's literally 4 different scenes that were captured in that span of time, just in a little section. So, but you feel like you're in these like woods that go on forever. Really neat spaces. You're going to see Wind River. That's the place where Teresa Banks's body floats down the river at the beginning of Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. You're going to see um, Jack Rabbit's Palace. Yeah, it's in Twin Peaks Part 14 from The Return. You'll get a chance to see that. We'll even make it all the way down to Weeks Falls, and Weeks Falls does have a cameo. It's an aerial shot in Part 15. It's a really beautiful spot. But again, I invite
Also,
people to come on to walk on down. So
the
yeah,
missing pieces, according to
yeah,
Josh Eisenstadt, are you going to say that that's where Ed and Norma were? Do you show that?
I do not.
Well, what do you mean? You got to. You got to add that. Right,
Well,
right at
there's
the entrance.
yeah.
Josh Eisenstadt, he's probably coming. Is he going to be there on the walking tour?
He was going to, but I think his plane is not going to
Uh,
make it in from
okay, well, before here, you got to add
yeah.
this because I'm going to be somewhere else at that point, which we'll get to.
Okay.
We'll
Okay.
get there. When you first go into that trail,
Yeah.
right there is where
Yeah.
Norma and Ed parked for the missing pieces
Which is one of my
and did
favorite
the thing.
scenes. That's the whole smash up scene,
Right.
that
So
yeah.
that's you got to add that. Vinny, do you concur that that's where it was filmed? Have you heard that
I
as well?
I'm staying out of this. Steven's the expert here.
All right. What else do we have on Thursday, Vinny?
So then
Uh,
after
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
go
going
ahead,
to
Vinny.
Vinny. We got to spread it
All right,
around.
well, okay.
This is what happens when you
Yeah,
get
well, I
the
guess it
mayor of
is
Twin
it is.
Peaks in here.
But I'm
Yeah.
I'm
well,
I'm gonna do the next thing.
I'll tell you about the panel that Steven's doing after that.
Yeah, sure.
So
I'm
Thursday
going to look like a
evening.
bad host if I don't spread it around.
Hey, when are we starting the interview, by the way?
Oh, we're not. I'm not even going to record this.
Um, Thursday evening is our first panel.
Yeah.
Richard Green and Alex Sharoon. I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name. I'm sorry if I got it wrong. Um, both of whom worked on the Log Lady documentary. I Know Catherine, the Log Lady. They're going to be at Friends and Co. Ice Cream, talking about the Log Lady documentary and what the last year has entailed as far as the rollout for that film. Steven's going to be hosting that panel, so you can be sure that we'll get some interesting insight out of those filmmakers.
What time is
And
that?
that's at 6 o'clock, which is
Oh,
great because I love to have ice cream for dinner. That's usually, it's like, that's my favorite thing. They usually have some type of special, like a Twin Peaks type special, themed dessert at the place. But we held the Mulholland Drive conversation last year at Friends and Co. And it's a nice venue, and I'm excited to talk to Richard and Alex. Not only about just working on this documentary of such a beloved character, the Log Lady, but Catherine Coulson, and just hearing her story. I never met her, so that's like the closest I'm going to get to meeting Catherine is through this documentary because I missed
I
all that
didn't know
time.
that. I did
Yeah,
not know you never met her. Vinny, did you meet
yeah.
Catherine?
I met her twice. I almost met her a third time. She was supposed to be the guest of honor at a horror convention in Portland.
Mm,
And that was November of 2015. And
mm,
of course, she passed away in September.
yeah,
So there was a big Twin Peaks presence at that convention, and she was like the centerpiece to that. And
yeah.
unfortunately, she passed away shortly before. But I'm fortunate that I got to meet her a couple times over the years.
She was supposed to be at the '96 fan festival, the only one I ever went to, and she unfortunately wasn't able to go, so I never had a chance to meet her. And
Hmm.
Al Strobel, the only thing I never met Al Strobel. I only got to talk to him on the phone. We placed a call at the Kiana Lodge, um, in the room where the fireplace is, and he talked to us, remotely, but he wasn't able to make the event. So yeah. So it's
Wow.
exciting. I'm looking forward to talking to Richard and Alex, just about their work on the documentary and how the response has been, and kind of how they put it all together. So that's from 6 to 7, and then people can enjoy the night because then tomorrow on Friday is the next day is going to be a very busy day.
All right. Well, then let's get to Friday. I mean, I'm afraid to throw the question to anyone because you guys, I don't know the schedule. That's why we're doing this. I would say at this point, we'd go back to Steven. I hope that makes sense. I mean, oh my goodness.
Sure.
Real Twin
Well,
Peaks people.
here's the nice part is if you don't know the schedule, I created a one sheet schedule that has all the activities and events that are taking place. You can find it on twinpeaksblog.com. There's an event guide that has a bunch of different details, but there is a one sheet this year. Candidly, I mostly created it so I could keep track of what I need to document and and go from this place to that place and keep it all in order. But I figured everybody else could use it too. So that one sheet is the article is the very top of the main page of Twin Peaks blog, and we start the morning at 10 a.m. and that is going to be at the Heartwood Cafe in North Bend. Great place for coffee, right down the street from Tweed's Cafe. And we're going to hear Audrey Horne, a journey through 3 seasons. And this is a character study that's done by longtime Twin Peaks expert Josh Eisenstadt, author John Thorne, and Charlene Weiss. Charlene, who used to work with DavidLynch.com, right? Doing postings, very active on that. And they're going to dig deep into the character of Audrey Horne from Twin Peaks.
I love that Charlene is on the panel. I hadn't heard that, so that
It's
makes me
new.
happy. Charlene is one of my favorites. She's very knowledgeable, and for those who don't know, was in Inland Empire.
Yes.
So that is something. Vinny, what else do we have Friday?
The second panel on Friday starts at noon. That's at Volition Brewing. That will be local color, which will focus on people who had a hand in bringing Twin Peaks to life, with the common thread being they're all Washington based. So we have Andrea Hayes, who played Heidi in every iteration of Twin Peaks. We have Heidi Walker, who did the Washington casting in Fire Walk with Me and The Return. I think she may have also done uncredited work on the original series, but
Mm.
we will get into that on the panel. And Eugene Thompson, who is the facilities manager at Dirtfish. So he facilitated transforming Dirtfish back into the Twin Peaks Sheriff Station for the return. So I think this will be the first time we've really gotten the perspective from somebody who represented a major filming location, and had a hand in kind of bringing that back to the screen. We talk to actors all the time. We've made a priority of talking to crew members at this event over the years. But this is, I think, the first time we'll really get the perspective of somebody who was present for negotiations for a filming location. But all of these people are specific to the Washington production. So I think it'll be interesting to hear from them about what makes the Snoqualmie Valley so important to Twin Peaks.
And it's in a film location, which is super cool.
Yep.
Um, and I can have beer for lunch. So, ice
Yep.
cream for dinner, beer
Ice
for
cream for
lunch.
dinner,
So
beer for lunch.
there we
Uh,
go.
yeah, for those who may not know, Volition was used for Run Silent, Run Drapes in season three, which is Nadine's store. They had a golden shovel in the window. I don't know if that will be present for our panel, but they've been great sports, and they're also doing a pinball tournament later in the weekend. So hopefully we'll all get to spend a lot of time there.
Yeah, it's a fun place. And then at 1 o'clock, we
Yes.
have
I
a
just got my
signing.
copy. I just got
Oh, your
just got
copy
my
just
copy.
came?
Yeah, it just arrived. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad. Brent Simon has a book out called The Dreamer's Path. This is a very thorough book.
It
Very
was.
thorough. It's every David Lynch on-screen appearance. And Brent Simon will be there. He'll probably read a little bit. I'll ask him some questions. He's going to be signing some books. I think they have some of my books. If people don't have my new Always Music in the Air book, I'll be signing that as well. That's at 1 o'clock um, at the North Bend Trading Company. And they have great t-shirts. Like they
Hmm.
really have some great stuff at North Bend.
Hmm. Yeah, it's right across the street. So it's like you can go right from a Volition and go right over to North Bend Trading Company.
Alrighty, then what do we have?
Well, also at 1 o'clock, we're going to have the first of two trivia contests. There is Sheriff Truman's Team Trivia that's going to be taking place at the South Fork North Bend restaurant. Steve Hade is going to be leading that trivia. It's free to enter. It's something fun. Test your trivia skills. It's like a great way to warm up for the ultimate trivia contest, which will be held on Saturday night.
And then at 1:45 at the North Bend Theater, my good friend Rob Christopher has a spectacular short. And if you look back on old episodes of It's Our Time with Scott Ryan, which you didn't even know you were watching right now, I had Nadine, Wendy Roby, and Rob on to discuss this. They made a short. It's really interesting, and it's written by Barry Gifford, who wrote
Mhm.
Lost Highway and Wild at Heart with David Lynch. So you can see that, I'm assuming, at the theater. I mean, it's a
That's
movie.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the North Bend Theater is a historic theater in downtown North Bend. It's the place where Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me debuted, had its North American debut in August of 1992. And they're a great team out there. We've been holding screenings out that way for past several years, and Beth and Sam and Kevin. They're wonderful. Brittany, they're all the whole staff out there, but they're gonna have screenings that are taking place. And the best thing to do is to get a 30 day, $30 day pass. So it's a 30-day pass, and you can uh, basically go to all the screenings there, including My Last Martini, which starts at 1:45. I found that interview, Scott, the one that was kind of like part three, where it was like a lot of jumps,
You don't even know how bad. You cannot imagine what that interview was like. You want to get behind the scenes. Wherever
yeah,
Wendy was, they had no internet.
yeah,
And none of us could really, we just had to say, look, just assume, keep talking, and
yeah.
I'll edit it later. And I edited the heck out of that thing. The fact that it makes sense at all is incredible.
Well, I
Technology was
recently
not our friend.
I published an article about My Last Martini. I found the San Francisco Chronicle published Barry Gifford's short story on February 3rd, 1998. They published the entire short story. So you can read the original story in this article. You can see the interview, not only that you did with Wendy and Rob, but also at the Music Box Theater. That included your Q&A in that article as well. So, but it sounds like a really cool short. I've only seen the trailer, so I haven't seen the actual thing.
Yeah,
And
it's
that
good.
leads
I saw it in
into then
Chicago.
yeah, it's going to lead into then a screenings, two back-to-back screenings at the North Bend Theater, starting at 2 o'clock. The original pilot for Twin Peaks is going to show, followed by episode 1.001 or episode one. I think Vinny and I are the only ones that use the episode codes, the production codes.
We like to be thorough.
I like that, people use the titles,
No, they don't.
that,
No,
you know.
no, nobody who isn't a monster uses the titles.
That the titles
Please.
that were picked up in German. I'm still working on an article about that. I found some of the original German press release stuff, and it's been on my long list of articles to write about. But the very first episode, following the pilot, Dwayne Dunham's episode, will then air at 5 o'clock. And again, if you get that $30 day pass, you can see all those screenings right on that day. They have a day pass for Saturday and Sunday as well.
Alrighty. And then what is the Roadhouse Leland
Uh,
karaoke, Vinny?
So that is included in the Doug Pass, which is sold out. But if you've already gotten your ticket to that, that'll be at the Moose Lodge. There is Twin Peaks themed improv. There's karaoke. There is a bar. Everything that a Twin Peaks
beer for
fan
dinner.
wants. Beer for
Yeah.
dinner? You had beer for lunch. Why not keep it going? And so if you got that Doug Pass, you have a ticket to the Roadhouse and karaoke, and that also comes with a swag bag, which I can vouch for, because I may have helped assemble some of that. There's some ultra nerdy deep cuts in the swag bag this year, and I
Very cool.
figure if it's enough to make me laugh as a Twin Peaks fan, hopefully others will get a kick out of it too.
And can I share one cool thing? I don't know. It's neat for me because I've been going back to Snoqualmie Valley like twice a year, except for that COVID time period, since September 2019, and I take a lot of pictures of the place. And I printed these postcards of different film locations in Snoqualmie. They're like postcards. I'm a big fan of postcards. I love postcards from the area. There's a lot of postcards of Snoqualmie Falls, like what's behind you, Scott, that have been created of the region. But each of the swag bags are going to have five randomly selected cards. There's a set of 25 different cards.
Oh, this is the
Um,
gold box all over again, and
that's what
we're
I was
all going to
trying to
be
go
like
for.
fighting to get them. And every time you open it up, you're like, ah, shit, it's James singing Just You.
Well, I didn't include James Just You, but I do have like cards like Carl's Bench, Carl Rod's Bench. the Jackrabbit's Palace that's
Oh
in
my God.
there, the Roadhouse, the one scene where the lightning strikes and so forth. That Sparkwood and 21 that'll be in that. I'll put a checklist online for all the different the cards that are out there. But here's the thing: there is ultimate prizes for the trivia contest. So if you win the trivia contest on Saturday, you get a complete set of 25.
Vinny, we
So
can't compete with him.
No, I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah, I mean, we're never gonna. We can't. Why are we even thinking of campaigning to be mayor of Twin Peaks? We're never gonna win.
A pro tip, if you help plan the event, you can always say, "Oh, I'm too busy to
yeah,
participate in trivia.
yeah,
I just have to take pictures," and
yeah.
then no one will judge you for getting knocked out in the first round.
Ah, okay. I understand.
But it's something fun. We thought, again, we wanted to add some unique things, not only deep cuts, things like that, that uh, fans would really enjoy. So,
Can
and it's
I
nice
ask?
because go ahead.
My favorite thing
Yeah.
in all of Snoqualmie,
Mhm.
you come out of Tweeds, you turn to face the railroad tracks, and it's
Yeah.
what Laura sees. Is that one of the postcards?
Oh, is it? You mean the intersection where the grandmother and
Yeah,
the grandson
yeah.
uh, says, they come walking and they say, "This would look nice in your wall," right?
Yeah, I
That's
need
it.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a good one.
I
Yeah.
need that one.
Yeah.
That's the one
I,
I
I
want.
photo I photograph it every time I
I
go
do
to it.
too.
It's
Every time I've
it's
gone, I take it.
yeah.
It's my
It
favorite
doesn't
thing.
really change. It's been pretty much the same. They've added some signs over the years, but
Right, but it's perfect. I
the
mean,
building
that's what
got
we're looking
painted. The building used to be a white. The building in the Crossway. They have a distillery on the first floor now, which I'm excited to try because it wasn't open last time I was there. So I guess there's a lot
for.
of drinking that I seem
Yeah,
to
I mean,
be
what we're really
doing.
learning is the
That's what
mayor
I'm
is a
really
drunk.
what I'm hearing. Is that so? But
So that's
yeah.
how I'm going to campaign against him. I, citizens of Twin Peaks, am not an alcoholic like our mayor is.
Well, the
We-
nice part about I think for me is the local food and beverage in the area, right? So we're talking Volition Brewing, Friends and Co. There's Falling River Meats, which in the past they've done the Peaker, which is a brie and baguette sandwich, very much like Jerry Horn's brie and baguette uh, um, sandwich. And there's that. Then over in Snoqualmie, there's other places, the Black Dog cafes, Smoky Joe's. There's just some really
Now,
unique restaurants
Stephen,
and places to dine. Chickadee Bake Shop, that's a good one too. That just opened.
Stephen, I hate
Yeah.
to jump ahead, but I'm looking at your one sheet, and you
Yes.
got the time for the only thing I'm doing wrong.
Oh, I did.
You've got from 9 to 10 Harley Payton conversation. That's not 9 to
Oh, I
10.
sure do. Well, then I'll have to change it.
Yeah.
Nice
I
part
mean, you
is I'll
messed up
continue
my
to
thing. Do
update.
you see
I
how
did.
can't I just
I know.
mention a campaign against him
He
and
edits that
boom.
quickly.
That quickly he tries to get me. I'll take him now. No one shows up to his event. Why didn't
He's
they? Don't vote for him as mayor of Twin
Yeah.
Peaks.
he's editing according to how well this interview goes.
So
Because I
what
just
time is
happened
that?
to look and I was like,
What
I
time is
have to
that
be up at
conversation?
it's
What time is
11,
that
right?
conversation?
It's
11
isn't it
o'clock.
11 to 12?
Hmm.
It's called a cut and paste error, is what it is. So, you know.
Yeah, so
But here's,
Saturday at 9 to 10 is Doug Puh and
yeah,
some drunk named Steven Miller,
yeah,
who I'm surprised it's not at a beer place.
yeah,
From what we understand, is doing the Twin Peaks in Japan connection, which
yeah.
I
That's gonna
am
be really neat.
so excited to attend. That's going to be a great one. Very cool stuff.
But
Doug Puh's let me in on a couple secrets on that.
yeah, that's we're super excited about that panel. Mostly, again, going back to what Vinny talked about, the connections to Washington State. This really started because, well, the phenomena of Twin Peaks in Japan, it's hard to put into words. Like it was exciting in the United States, yes, but in Japan, they just took it to a whole other level, once the series aired, and then obviously Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me debuted in theaters. But one thing that happened, in advance of the release of David Lynch's film, they had tours from the Japanese Travel Bureau. They had several different tours of Japanese guests that came over. They spent, I think it was like $1,500 to $1,800 US. They had a chance to stay here. The very first group that came over met Cheryl Lee and Frank Silva. And there's some really great photos from that, but we've been able to acquire some images of the tour that people have not really seen. And we're going to talk about not only those tours, the connection to Washington State, but then just the excitement around Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me and some of the unique things that happen with that. And then we're going to talk about the Georgia coffee commercials, which Doug and I did some digging into this past December for our annual Peaksmas article series on Twin Peaks blog, and some really cool things that we're going to share on that. So rare photos, great conversation, great insight about stuff that you did not know.
So after the great look at Japan and Twin Peaks, we go to what I'm hearing people saying is the biggest event of the whole thing.
I think it is. Harley Peyton, I think, Vinny, you said it, right? If there's a Mount Rushmore of people involved in Twin Peaks, you got Mark Frost, David Lynch, and Harley Peyton is right up there because of his work. Not only his work on the show, writing some of the most iconic dialogue that we still all say again and again. Gave herself a present, the Nadine Hurley, strength, super strength, all Harley. He was an Emmy nominated writer for the show. His episode 1.003, the one with Laura Palmer's funeral, which has some awesome dialogue with Albert Rosenfeld. I'm tired of dunces, dullards, dumbbells, and that sort of thing. I'm super excited to have him at the North Bend Theater. I could do without one of the hosts that are interviewing with him, but other than that,
Look, John Thorne wanted in, and there was nothing I could do about it. So I understand your upsetting. You've always been mad at John
I
since he
have.
stole your wrapped in plastic idea. That was
That's totally it. I am. The best part about this conversation at the North Bend Theater, this is a free panel, which means that we want fans to be there. We want to hear from Harley, and the fact that Scott and John, two folks that, again, my bookshelf is full of your magazines and your books and all this stuff. There's no better people to have a conversation with Harley Peyton than you both, and I'm super excited for it.
Yes, it's going to be great. Harley is incredible. We want to thank this Snoqualmie Inn. I almost said the Sycamore Inn because sycamore trees is always on my mind.
Yeah,
The Snoqualmie Inn for sponsoring that event for us so we could make that happen.
that's great.
It's going to be exciting. What do we have next? Or does it close down after that, Vinny? Is that the end of everything, or does the weekend continue?
The weekend continues past the middle of Saturday, contrary to popular belief. That's the last panel for the day, though. So, what do we have after that, Stephen?
Sure. On the newly updated schedule that is now correct on the website, that panel with a conversation with Harley Peyton takes place from 11 to noon.
Okay.
And then after that, you have some time to get some lunch. Again, some great places all around town. You can grab a bite to eat, because then the North Bend Theater will begin screening Twin Peaks episodes 1.002 and the Harley Peyton written 1.003. That's and then followed. That's going to start at 2, and then at 5 o'clock they're going to have 1.004 and 1.005. So episodes 2 through 5 will be taking place then from 2 to 5 at the North Bend Theater. And again, they have that $30 day pass that you can come and go to see the episodes. But if you've never seen them on the big screen, Um, that was a really cool experience last year when we did something called Cinema Unwrapped, and we discussed the pilot. That was really neat to see. You don't realize how big things are. You say because everybody's like, I remember watching it, it was on a little, CRT, TV that's like this big, but to see it on a massive movie screen, it is quite impressive. So I hope folks will stay around and see Twin Peaks, uh, in the real Twin Peaks.
Okay. And then at night, what do we have Saturday night?
Well, we got more things. We got more free things. This is the ultimate Twin Peaks trivia contest. Josh Eisenstadt has been doing this contest, I think, since Bob was born. I don't know, like, right? It's like
Yeah, I
forever.
think I think the contest actually came out of Mother when the
I think so.
bomb went off. Yeah.
Look, Josh is I love him so much. He has such a passion for this wonderful and strange creation and just David Lynch in general. And he really knows his stuff. I've been always impressed just having any kind of conversation with Josh because his level of expertise and knowledge, it is next level. And this is such a fun contest. You do have to be at least 13 years of age to enter. It is free to enter, and it's going to be held at Snoqualmie Falls Brewery.
Do we think there's
So
going to be a lot of 8 or 9 year olds wanting to enter the
maybe,
contest? Is this something that
maybe.
happened last year? I feel like were there meetings with the town of Snoqualmie, North Bend, where they're like, I did not like to see that 7 year old up there saying, no, James is actually playing a Gibson. I mean,
That's a
The thing
Gretsch,
is,
Scott.
I took a shot. I don't know anything about guitars.
you know what though? It's good parenting. You know, Start them young. I gotta say, Actually, that was also really neat last year too. Think about the number of new people that had never been to one of the events before, and I don't know, I'm excited. I'm hopeful we have a lot of new people too. I saw somebody online said they're coming in from Italy for
Wow.
this, which is awesome. Someone else is driving up from Tacoma. So from Italy to Tacoma, there, people, and it's actually not that far. We met last year. I met a lot of several folks that came in from Portland, so not that far of a drive, and come up and spend the weekend in the real Twin Peaks. But the trivia contest will take place. There'll be first, second, and third place prizes. That awesome set of 25 cards is one of those prizes.
Mhm.
And then immediately following that, we're going to have the Damn Fine Dance Party, also at Snoqualmie Falls Brewery, and fancy dress is encouraged. So DJ Dwayne and DJ Malice will be from DJ Wayne is from the great state of Ohio, and I have been super impressed with what he creates in terms of musical landscape and just it's amazing between audio visuals and just his mix is some of my favorite things. The dance parties every year have been a real hit,
All right.
and
And
that's
then
free.
then at
So
9 o'clock, it looks like there's a VHS screening of Dune,
of David
which
Lynch's Dune, yeah.
um so I mean bless you if you can make it through Dune in any form. I tip my hat to you. You're a better man than I if you can make it through Dune, VHS or not. It's not, I would not put it at the top of my priorities, but it would probably be very fun to watch
Oh, well, you
off
can see a
VHS.
cameo of David Lynch, right? That he's in that as one of the spice people collecting spice in the
Girls.
spice harvester. Yeah.
A lot of people don't know he was one of the Spice Girls.
Yes.
And
Well,
then
what you
we
want?
move to Sunday. Um, and I mean, this show is basically feeling as long as this weekend's going to be. But we're starting off. If it's props, I'm assuming, Vinny, I'm allowed to throw this one to you.
Sure. Yeah, Sunday morning we are having the prop panel at Boxley's. That's at 10 a.m. I'll be talking to prop master Jeff Moore, who worked on the entirety of the second season. He's been a part of every real Twin Peaks event so far. He's local to the area, lives in Sammamish, so we're excited to celebrate a department head from Twin Peaks who's also local to the region. And this year, his assistant prop master, Stefan Gibson, is going to be joining us. So we will have two-thirds of that prop team from the second season, and we'll also have a display of screen-used props.
Very cool. Those are always fun. And Boxley's is an incredible location. I was lucky enough to do my panel last year with the music and then see the jazz show, which was my favorite thing I've ever seen in any of the Snoqualmie events ever. Like, I loved that jazz show so much. But not doing it this year. Instead, they're doing a VHS screening of Dune. Um,
The spice must flow, Scott. The spice must flow. So,
um, I don't know what's wrong with me. We actually are trying to promote this event. How am I doing?
yeah, you know what? We're almost done, so that's great. I like because 11 o'clock, North Bend Theater continues their episode season one screenings of Twin Peaks with episode 1006, the penultimate episode to season one. Also at that time at 11 a.m., taking place at Books and Bottles in Snoqualmie, is a book signing with Scott Measlow.
Yes, he has
And
a
he
new
is
book
a,
out.
yep,
He was there last year writing it, so it's very cool
mhm.
that he got it done and
It's a
people
great
can,
book.
yeah.
Yeah, I had a chance. He sent me an advanced copy of it, and it's Twin Peaks has been going on for more than 35 years. And to be able to synthesize that much information with some really great anecdotes, some really great stories, some things I didn't know in all my research, hearing these things, it was really, really neat to see and a great read. And so I'm glad Scott will be able to be there and signing the book. Highly recommended.
And then at noon we go back to the theater to see if it's left standing after the event with Harley Payton. Did people like tear the chairs out? Did people riot? We don't know. You want to show up for Cinema Unwrapped. Tell us what that means.
They should just be wrapping up Dune from the night before when Cinema Unwrapped starts.
Yeah, just
Um,
about. And this will be everyone.
no, Cinema Unwrapped is going to be a lot of fun. We've done this the last couple years. This will be the finale of the first season, so it'll wrap up that series at the North Bend Theater. But this time we'll have a panel of Twin Peaks nerds offering commentary during the screening. So Steven and I will be there. Charlene will be there. John Thorne and Josh will be there. Uh, oh,
Brian Cursor.
Laura,
Yeah.
yeah, Brian
Mhm.
Cursor will be there,
Yeah.
and Laura Haskell,
Yeah.
uh, who did our Twin Peaks fashion panel last year, will be there. So, um, I think the plan is tentatively to roll a dice, and wherever we land, we'll talk about what's on screen and maybe what we've seen since the last dice roll. We'll pause after however many minutes we land on with the dice, and talk about what we've seen. So
This is something we're trying.
yeah, we want to, there's a schedule at the theater that we have to keep, and when you get a panel of people like us together, it's hard to get us to shut up. So this will keep the pacing regular, ideally. And if we end up on a screen of like a room with no people in it, that's what Stephen and I are there for. We can tell you
Yes.
about the items in that room.
It's really neat though because again you're going to hear some commentary and some insight just about not only perspectives about how things are created, just observations. It's going to be a really fun event.
Definitely. And then we have Peak to Peak Express.
Yes, it's sold out. It's a popular. It's been going on for the past couple of years. Well, I actually did not get a ticket to it. I'm kind of bummed. You know, I've never done it. I've always wanted to do this. But you're going to take a scenic railroad ride throughout Snoqualmie Valley, and you'll be able to enjoy hors d'oeuvres
Hmm.
and cherry pie and wine from Kyle McLaughlin's winery, pursued by Bear.
Very cool. And I feel like now is the time. It hasn't been on this list, which I am very shocked at. You guys have left off the most exciting thing that's happening over the weekend. And maybe now when we talk about something that's sold out, you don't know where to go. You don't know what to do in that time.
Yes.
Maybe you go by Tweed's, the Double R Diner,
Yeah, we didn't talk about this.
and talk about the new employee who might just wait on you. I
Pam
will be
Jennings is going to
working
be
at
there. So
Tweed all weekend from 2 to close every day. I'll be there serving the pie, getting you coffee, sticking my fingers in your food to taste it, to be sure it's okay as I bring it out to you.
did you
Uh,
lock Rachel in the closet with Mary? Is that how this happened?
No, I just told her. I said, "Did you see what Finney did to Mary?" And she's like, "You can work there. You can work there." Now, actually, I've been certified. I will have my license to show anyone who wants to see I
Clearly,
am now licensed.
I don't. How did this happen? Bureaucracy of government. I don't
Yep.
understand it. You
I
know,
mean, it's perfect.
who
So,
approved this?
you're the mayor of Twin Peaks, so it must have come over your desk at some point, and he was like,
So I have to ask, why do you want to do this? Why do you want to do this? I'm curious. Like, what was
I
the
mean,
motivation behind this?
it
Like,
is, well, the truth is they need help that weekend. They are so busy,
yeah,
and I've been going through many years, and
yeah,
I've just watched how tired they get. And so I told her last year, I was like,
yeah,
let me help you. So I really actually want to help Rachel and Max, who I think up
yeah,
there with Mary Reber are, just have
yeah.
done more for fans than any business owner could. So that's the first thing. The second thing is it's a dream come true, man. It's the double R.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna have the same job as Norma and Shelley and Annie and Hank. I'm gonna be dressed as Hank. My
that's
The
great.
rest of my outfit is coming tomorrow. I'm gonna debut it on Instagram, so you'll see. But
See, I thought you were going to be on stage at the North Bend Theater and needed to prove to people you were still a man of the people. Uh,
afterwards, I mean, I do
yeah,
have to go right to work after both things. I'll probably be in my
I can't
outfit.
chat. I gotta go. I can't,
Yeah.
I'm be late.
gotta clock in.
Seconds
So,
seconds on Knockwurst this morning. That's, can't
yeah,
can't do that.
I am kind of hoping to drop all kinds of quotes like that as
Yeah.
I work there. So, come by the diner at any time and you will see me. But we also have the Real Twin Peaks Fan Film Festival, so that's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, they did this before. It is fan films with topics that are related, David Lynch or Twin Peaks. Sam at the North Bend Theater is pulling this thing together, and it'll be neat. I mean, I think Vinny, you hit on it in a different conversation about, the nice part about, I think, this event and just Twin Peaks fans in general. What I've experienced is we have a love of the arts and a very creative space and an appreciation of the arts and appreciation of that creative space with others. So the fact that people take time to create stories and things and so forth and be able to showcase that, I think it's a very unique by the fans for the fans, kind of thing, which is nice.
And maybe should I give them my Twin Peaks documentary? Uh, the
Yeah,
fan thing, you think that should go? I mean, why not? Let's remember that version of this fan festival for life. And then because Steven isn't happy to do things just once, we
Yes,
have the walking tour, The Return on
it
Sunday.
is. It is. We when the Peak to Peak Express wine train tour thing sold out, it left like, well, hey, would love to go on a tour. And this year we had to make a couple adjustments to like we had a bus tour of locations last year and such. So I said, oh, why don't we just do another walking tour of Olali? It's a concentrated area with a bunch of film locations and would be easy to guide everybody without having to drive from this place to that place to this place. You can go online to twinpeaksblog.com and if you want to do your own, finding the other film locations that are out there, there's hundreds of locations, not only in Washington State, but in California and other places that have been documented. So you can certainly use that to kind of go and find your own way around. But this walking tour will continue then for part two over at Olali. Similar content to what was on Thursday. And hopefully great weather. That's what I'm
But are
hoping
you going
for.
to mention the missing pieces scene on part two?
That's the funny thing. I'm gonna mention that. So there you go.
Okay. And then well, also there's
I'll
the
tell
other
them
missing
Scott would
pieces.
say this, but Scott's busy working, so
I
he's
will
not
be
able to
busy
be here.
working,
So
but I'm going to send Jen, and she's going to be watching you to be
just
sure you say it.
watching.
But there's
Yes.
also the other missing pieces right up from there where the truck picks up Laura.
Oh, we're not going to get into that right now. So that was not
I
filmed
mean, you
there.
hate the missing pieces.
That was filmed in California. It was not filmed in,
What?
in Washington State. Yes.
That's a long
Yes.
walking tour, Scott.
Oh, it's a long walk through. It's yeah, you got to like
It
bring an
looks
extra
so
pair of
much
shoes.
like it, though. That
It
really isn't.
does. But if you look at the trees and the road and the way they lit the road, it is definitely California. It's in Franklin Canyon. And believe me, I thought it was in Olali too. But if you look at it and enhance the colors, bring up the shadows and so forth, the way that Laura walks to the truck, that is the parking area for what is then down lower is where Glastonbury Grove was filmed and Wyndham Earle's cabin and things like
Right.
that. But it would make sense that they filmed that there because they also filmed Glastonbury Grove in that location as well. But yeah,
Well, here we learn something new every day. So
yeah,
what is our final event? We
yeah. The
have
final
we have
thing
one more event.
that is the Run Silent Flip Loud Pinball Tournament back at Volution Brewing. Pinball in Twin Peaks do go hand in hand. There are two pinball machines in the Roadhouse that you can see in season two. Leo Johnson, for some reason, his house has a pinball machine on the outside of it, and in the first season or so, you can see it. But
Isn't it
this is
industry and health that go hand in hand?
Yes, but this one here is pinball and Twin Peaks go hand in hand back at Volition Brewing, and it's fun. They have several different pinball machines. They've been doing this tournament for a couple of years now, and it's going to be a fun way just to celebrate the evening, kind of the last day of real Twin Peaks. There is a little bonus day though for those that are hanging around for February 24th, which is the catalyst, is the reason why we celebrate real Twin Peaks and February when it's winter in Snoqualmie Valley is because it is the day and date that Special Agent Dale Cooper mentions, February 24th, 11:30 a.m., driving into the town of Twin Peaks. And so that is Twin Peaks Day. And for those that are still in town, or if you want to come out and celebrate Twin Peaks Day at Tweed's Cafe, the Pacific Northwest band Wisteria Lodge will be performing from 5 to 7 that night. So you can enjoy some cherry pie, damn fine cup of coffee, and some dreamy music
And
from
I
5 to
am
7.
working from open to close that day. And that's my final day. I'm fired at the end of that night. Rachel's going to come out and fire me
Yeah,
at
that's it.
that night, which I'll definitely film. But my license is good for 2 years, so maybe next year
Maybe.
if I do a
It
good job.
it depends how well you keep one toad in the kitchen and the other toad out of the kitchen.
Good point. I'll be looking to see which toad is the real toad. as well. And I'm not going to come out in the middle of the night if I hear noise because I'm just going to get beat up by Jonathan, and I don't want that.
Yes.
I
Yes.
mean, I didn't say I'd do that. Max can take care of that. That's got to be his job. Well, thank you both. I know that you both put in a ton of work to make this weekend happen, along with many other people, but you guys sort of are shepherding this, and I appreciate all your work. Twin Peaks fans appreciate it, and come join us. What if they
Yeah.
can't? What if they can't come? They'll miss all
Well,
these things, right, Steven?
they will, but we're going to do some recaps. We'll have the panels online. I'll put them on Twin Peaks blog. We'll recap video recaps of those and just a whole bunch of other recaps. So it's almost like you were there, from that. But really do have to thank. There is a bunch of people that this is not done in a silo. There's a whole group of folks that are working on this. From Jessica with the North Bend Downtown Foundation, historic downtown Snoqualmie Inn. Jeff Warren, State Farm, who's the sponsor for this year's event. He's a rock and roll guy who loves the Valley and he loves this event. In the past, he's sponsored food trucks at some of the dance parties, and this year he's put a little bit more resources toward this. So we've made some changes this year compared to some previous years, but as you can hear, we've been talking for ever, and there's still so much to do this year's event. So I'm looking forward to it. I think I'm looking forward to it the most because of it brings in people all around the world who just share in the love of this wonderful and strange show. And I've met some of my best friends and some of the greatest people because of it. So I hope to see everybody in the trees.
I think you will. It'll be great. Thanks, guys. I feel like we've summed it up and then some.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.